Did you have the opportunity or was it ever needed to do some evangelism and education within the companies where you worked to help
Yeah,
them understand open source a little bit more? And also, I don't know if you ever had success in incentivizing or encouraging them to look at open source as a place to invest. Like if they are depending on a piece of open source software, then one would think that it makes sense to invest in it so that it is maintained, it is stable, it is going to the direction that they also would want it to go. Have you ever had those conversations?
yeah, I have actually. I have. I would say very successful, but then they realize that, oh, they don't need me anymore. Because the interesting thing is so I mean all the roles I've been working on, I've always talked about the importance of open source. Um, the worst part about that is when I have to be in a different arm of the company that has no business in software. It becomes harder. They start looking at open source as a metric system, right? I don't want to mention the obvious, but I think people listening to me will understand what I'm talking about and the little shade that comes into what I'm about to say. Um, so I think because of the way the smaller companies structure their open source movements, so if it's code, like if you're writing code, we could hire a software engineer, and even that's like I'm beginning to see that companies are spending less and less time. And my previous employers did that. Sometimes you get pushed to marketing because for some weird reason you could brand it better. And then the DevRel persona, like the developers relations persona that you possess, typically would want to come from marketing. So they want to take you to events to speak, and because you're speaking, they have this very niche metric system that may or may not be working. And then if you're someone that isn't very business minded, because over time, for me now, the good part about my career is that I've been able to adapt enough to understand to speak corporates a lot. That is not what you see a traditional open source person doing, because they just want to write code and just maintain stuff, and that's it. But I would say that the corporate life have taught me that every single thing needs a little bit of justification. So I speak numbers, I speak effort, I speak results, long term, short term, very clearly. Every money spent, how to relate to it. Yeah, so it's interesting, especially when the founders, or in this case, the leadership, and all. And I think it's another reason is because, again, fundamentally speaking, is because people in the leadership level have no idea, and they speak different language. Uh, so I think that's kind of where fundamentally things get wrong. But I've had few success. I've had success. My current company, I mean, the fact that I've been here for 8 months now and do what I'm doing, my role is very clear and what we're trying to achieve. I would say so far it's been successful.